No matter what you want, there are 5 things that can definitely help you move forward and do that with less stress, more ease, and better success. So, this episode is for you if you want to figure out what those 5 things are to move you ahead.
You're listening to the Dynamic Women podcast. Each week, you'll be inspired by our global community of women. They'll share with you tools and stories to help you be dynamic in every area of life. Here's your host, award-winning coach, and the CEO and founder of Dynamic Women, Diane Rolston.
Hello, lovely dynamic women, and welcome to the Dynamic Women podcast. I am Diane Rolston, your host. And today, I'm going to be talking about something I call CATES, C-A-T-E-S. This is something that, just coming off of having the Dynamic Women in Leadership Summit, it was one of the main teaching points that I shared. And the reason why I wanted to share about this is because so many women come to me and say, Diane, how have you had success? Or they come to me and they say, how can I reach my goals? What do I need to do to even figure out what I want? And the funny thing is that I asked the women who were coming to the summit to fill out a survey. And there was a question around, if you could have a VIP day with me, what would you ask? What would you hope I helped you with? And there were so many different questions and so many different things that they wanted to know. Also, when I asked about what their goals were and what were the obstacles holding them back, with every single answer that they put there, I knew that CATES could help them. So today I'm going to briefly explain what CATES is. I'd love for you as I go through it to be thinking about, do I have this in place? Is this something that's working for me? And if you are sitting there going, yes, I have this in place, then how can you have more of this? How can you enrich the CATES that you have? And then if you don't have it, start thinking about how can you get the CATES into your life? Let me break it down for you. So a lot of times when clients come to me, or even in my own development, a lot of times we're on our own. We're silos, the lone wolf, whatever you want to call it. Female business leaders are often alone. And we're not meant to be alone. We're meant to be in a flock, in a group, in a community, in a tribe, just with other people around us to support us. Now, I could go on and on and on about why we do this. Simple answer, we are so skilled and talented that we believe we can do it ourselves. Plus, we've been totally praised when we do things ourselves. And asking for help shows weakness. But that shouldn't be the case. We move forward so much faster when we get other people to work with us on it. So you want to have the synergy of the group, the synergy to move you forward faster, and CATES is going to do that. Let me go through each part. C is for cheerleaders. So people in your corner, people who are telling you you're doing a great job, and when you fall down, they're the ones that are believing that you can get back up again. They fan your flame. Sometimes there's only a little spark and they help to keep it going. And other times it is a bunch of flames and they get it into a roaring fire because they are mirroring back to you the amazing person that you are. But cheerleaders also can be in that place of just giving you the help you need when you fall down. A lot of times when I have had clients and they would come to me and say, I don't know if I can do this, Diane. I don't know. And the problem with that piece is when they are not having cheerleaders in their life, they start to doubt themselves, which then shows up in their business situations or transactions. They negotiate for less pay, or they can't close clients because they're not showing up confidently and other people don't believe in them. They maybe don't go for opportunities that they would be a good fit for. But when you have a cheerleader, someone in your corner, it's kind of like you're in a boxing ring and you've got that person there that's saying, yeah, give a right hook, give a jab, make sure you do this, do that, do this. You got this. And then when you're all tuckered out and you come to the corner, they're there to wipe the sweat off your brow, to tend to any wounds you have, to give you a bit of a pep talk because you maybe feel like giving up at that time. And then they give you a pat on the back and say, come on, get back in there. And they continue to support you. That's what cheerleaders are for. Fans, people who believe in you, care about you, support you in a way that is encouraging and motivational. That's our C. A is accountability. Now, a lot of people think, oh, I got accountability. I got my friend. They're going to help me to make sure I do this. Well, a lot of times friends will let friends get away with not doing what they're supposed to do. But when you have true accountability, you get the thing done, even if it's at the last minute. Many times I've had clients say, wow, if I didn't commit to you and have the accountability, I wouldn't have done it last night. It's important to have real accountability because otherwise we often will be uncommitted to ourselves. And when you are accountable to someone and you get things done, that also builds confidence to the point where you think, I'm going to take this other thing on, I'm going to take this other thing on. And it builds habits, routines, till eventually your actions become just a way of life. It's so important to have the right accountability and that someone who will call you out when you don't do what you said you would do. Now, sometimes with clients, yes, they choose not to do what they were meant to do. And we find out through talking in the sessions that it was actually a better decision to do a different action or a different step. But they knew that they had to make some sort of action in lieu of the one they committed to. You can't just be thinking that, oh, I'm just not going to do it and that's fine. I take a stand for my clients. I take a stand for their goals and I call them out when they're not stepping into it. And it's not because they're in trouble. It's because I know what they really want. Some of my best sports coaches used to keep me accountable to doing specific drills in my own time, like kicking multiple times over and over and over and over again for posts in rugby, or practicing my dribbling skills in soccer, practicing my left-hand layup in basketball. I only got better because I had the right accountability. So I've gone through 2 now. How are the cheerleaders in your life? Do you have enough? Do you want more? Do you want them to be stronger in your life, better for you? How about your accountability? Are they actually going to keep you accountable? Are they going to call you out when you don't do it? Or are they going to let you off? So are you happy with the type of accountability you have? Or do you need some because you have none? Or do you want to up it? As we move into the T, teammates. Teammates is people that go alongside of you, either in a program, in a group coaching situation, in a mastermind. They are there in community with you, wanting to see you succeed. Teammates make it fun because sometimes one person will inspire you and other times you'll inspire them. You don't always have to be the one keeping the inspiration and motivation going. Having others around you can also add to the brain power of the group, giving fresh ideas. Maybe even referring you on. And a lot of times teammates also take the role of cheerleaders. So do you have teammates in your life? And I don't mean sports teammates. I mean those that would be in a mastermind with you, something organized with a facilitator. If you have really great teammates, you're excited for each other. You're thinking about each other's goals. And you're there for each other in your growth and in your steps to success. You might think, oh, I got teammates of people around me. You know, sometimes my neighbor and I talk business, or one of my friends and I. Well, how consistent is that? Teammates should be meeting consistently and with a very specific structure to make sure it's fair. Fair in what you share, fair in how much time you get, fair in the right amount of support from the other teammates. So that's why a facilitator is important. A coach is important. Someone who can just make sure it's fair all around and that everyone gets what they need and what they want. Could your teammates be better? Do you want to switch out the whole lineup? Or do you want to just add a few key players? For me, I have different teammates in different areas of my life. I have teammates for my business. I have teammates for my speaking business. I have teammates for my growth of my business. I have teammates for my spiritual life. And then I have my soccer teammates. So I've got those as well. But how are yours? E is experts. Experts are crucial if you don't want to work harder. And I'm guessing you don't. What I see in my clients is when they're starting new businesses or when they're looking to grow, there is this place of, I want to grow, but I don't want to spend the money to grow. So I'm going to try and do it myself. I'm going to go to Google and try to figure out how to do the XYZ thing, or I'm going to get a program and work through it myself. But what I've seen time and time again is it's a waste of time, a waste of energy, and oftentimes a waste of money. Experts will help you get ahead faster. They'll tell you the exact steps they took, and they'll tell you the reasons why so that you don't have to learn the hard way. That's also building your experience and your own expertise in whatever process they're teaching you. You can always have experts also that are going to do the work for you. Wouldn't that be nice? And so then you get to focus on your core competencies rather than focused on figuring out how to do things like accounting or graphic design or building a website. It might even be down to things like cleaning your house. Experts have a very high return on investment, or ROI. When you invest in them, it helps you to move forward, helps you to be bringing in customers, clients, profits, and to reach your goals a lot faster. So I encourage you to look at what are the experts you need in your life, all 10 areas of life. Do you need experts in your health, in your romance, in your home? Do you need experts in your business, in your finances, your personal development? I could list them all, but I think you get the point that, yeah, there are experts I could have in every single area of life. And if you're like, oh, I got experts all over the place, I'm always investing in experts. Well, do you have the right ones? Do you maybe want to level up now? Do you need to bring one in for a new area that you're just starting to grow or develop in? I've been able to move ahead a lot faster and easier because I can tap into experts. I either hire them to work for me, or I hire them to teach me how to do it, or to be able to just tap into their knowledge and ask them questions. Now, it's not that I'm not able to figure it out. It's that I choose to use my time in my core competencies, in the income-producing activities that help me to grow my business. So what experts do you need? Or how do you want to improve your experts? And the last area is support. Now, support can take on many different forms. This can be life coaching, counseling. It can be support through grief. It can be support in the business in different ways. And it can be support in you hiring someone to do the work for you. Do you have support? Do you feel supported? I think that's the bigger question. Do you feel supported? Sometimes people look to their spouse for support, friends and family for support, but is that really the support that's moving you forward? Support from someone who knows what they're doing. Support from someone who is specifically trained to do what you need them to do is the wise choice. So how much support do you have in your life? Do you feel supported? Or how can you have more support? How do you want that to be better? What would be ideal? And those are the questions I invite you to answer in regard to every piece of Kate's. Cheerleading, accountability, teammates, experts, and support. These are the 5 crucial things that when in place, you're able to move forward faster. And if you're thinking, I don't want to move forward faster, then what they're going to do is make your life easier, more enjoyable, more satisfied, less overwhelming, with less moments of feeling unconfident, less money being spent and thrown away on things that don't matter. There's a 3-phase model that I think about, I talk about in how I work with my clients. And this is really what you need to be thinking about, that Kate's can help you move forward with, is clarity on what you should be working on, the confidence to be able to go for it, and a tangible action plan that will get you there faster and easier. Over the past weekend, I shared a lot about Kate's. I shared a lot about many different things. I think I trained for about 4 hours. And so I give you the opportunity to be able to grab those recordings. There's going to be in the show notes 2 opportunities. One, to pick up the recordings for not just me, but from all the speakers in the Dynamic Women in Leadership Summit. When you pick up the VIP All Access ticket, you're going to get recordings to each of the speakers' interviews. But not just that, you're going to get the gifts. They're gifts that they gave to all the attendees, plus the gifts that they gave just to the VIPs. You're also going to hear how I talk about Kate's, how I talk about the 3 shifts you need to make, and all the other trainings that are included. And that doesn't stop there. When you jump in right now, quickly, as you hear this, within the few days of me recording this, you want to pick it up, because there's going to be not one, but 2 opportunities to connect with me and a bunch of other women. So you can bring a little bit of Kate's into your life. And I'm going to ship you to your house. Now, granted, you probably should be in Canada or the States. If not, let me know. Email me or my team at team@DianeRolston.com. And let us know where you're from, and we'll just see the shipping rates to wherever you're from. Because we did have people from Australia and Zimbabwe that were there at the summit. So if you are in one of these farther off places, not a problem. But I'm going to ship you a box of goodies. You'll also pick up the confidence course. There's so many amazing things. We'll have it all in the show notes for you. And if you just want the recordings, no problem. There'll also be an option for that. So I hope you have Kate's in your life. Cheerleaders, accountability, teamwork, experts, and support. If you think you have it all, how can it be better? What would be ideal? If you don't have all of it, or you only have bits of it, or you have none of it, which is the first piece that you can bring in? And I'll tell you, when we work together, you have Kate's all wrapped up into one. I can cheerlead you, keep you accountable, bring team members to connect with you, be your expert, and support you along your journey to your goals. I thank you for listening to the Dynamic Women podcast. If you haven't yet, hit subscribe so you don't miss any of these episodes. Write us a review, and when you've done so, take a screenshot, email team@DianeRolston.com with your mailing address so we can send you a little something special in the mail. And tune in each week as I bring you either my musings, my thoughts, my trainings, or ones from interviews with experts that are out in the world. Until next time, everyone, stay dynamic. Bye.
Thank you, Dynamic Women, for joining us today. Please hop on over to iTunes to subscribe and leave us a review. Who do you know who needs to hear our message? We'd love it if you'd share our channel with your friends and family. If you're ready to be more dynamic, have more balance and more success, head over to www.dynamicwomenclub.com/free gift for your Key to Success book. Stay dynamic.